Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of the Scottish Silverback Podcast. And no guests this week. I thought Greg and I would just kind of keep it solo with this one and just kind of chat about where we are, because I think there's a wee bit to talk about with our own things going on just now. So, and apologies to the hardcore fans of not having an episode last week, but I was traveling back from Aberdeen and that would have just been a nightmare. So, yeah. So, Greg, how's things going with the drops and that, the diet and training?
Like I said to you through the week, I would say that the 2 kilos I lost straight away was literally like dropping like a fucking ship anchor off me. I don't know. It felt like so much, even though it was not, and it like just drastically made my physique better. But it was just must have been the water.
Right.
It was like, you know when your body's like you're on the limit of what you're doing and it's like bouncing and it's like stop, but it's like you need to keep pushing. That's like where I was at, and it was just like all of a sudden came down. I was like, oh, it was like a massive release of my body. My body felt amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Training, like PBs were just coming straight away, and like lower back pumps gone. Literally just walking, I felt like I wasn't carrying any weight. It was just like I felt amazing walking. There was no back pumps. I wasn't getting tired. I wasn't out of breath. It was just a huge difference. So yeah, straight away coming down, the water just fell off. I felt amazing. Training's just been great ever since then.
I think there's that you get to a point. I've been to that point as well where it's just like constant alarm bells telling you, right, this is now you've done enough. Like you need to pull back now. Yeah, I don't think I suffered from water retention as much as you did, because like I think I stayed a wee bit lighter than you are, but I've been to that point before where it's just like everything's screaming, you can't stay awake, lower back's fucked doing like the most mundane task, and so I know exactly how you felt when you kind of lost that. It's like you said, it's the best. It's just a huge fucking relief.
I never had like water retention. It's not like my ankle.
No, I know what you mean.
I mean, it's just purely my back, and I think it's purely down to the amount of nerve damage I've had from the slip disc, and it just seems water just attracts me for some reason. I have no idea why, but it's always went there in my lower back. Everyone else just felt extremely full, like I was crazy full all the time. But, yeah, just my lower back take like such a brunt when I'm up in weight. Everything's just a pain in the ass.
I mean, it's not only that, like obviously if you've had those kind of issues before in your lower back and like the hammering you give them week on week, like the information from muscle breakdown and all that and everything, it's going to accumulate quite badly. So
what about yourself?
Like I think I said to you when I saw you, like usually I go from a horrendous off season in terms of like, don't get on, my food's high, my training's amazing, but I'm eating shite all the time, I'm fat. And, so like usually my first thing I do when I start prep is take all the shite out. But working with Patrick, there wasn't any shite to take out, so it went straight to drops. I drop in carbs on my rest day, and then my chest, back, and quads are high as the off season, but every other day is low. So immediately noticed like my appetite ramped up by Wednesday. So that's after 3 days. I don't know how much did I drop over the week. 1 point something over the week pounds. But it's been like, it's not been hard because we've both done this a million times, but it's been like different where when I started preps before, I'd be dropping shite and feeling relieved that like, all right, I'm cleaning it up now. I'm going to look better and better. But this time, I think it's just because it's gone from clean to clean. I've just noticed it way more in terms of just like feeling starving.
Yeah.
For fucking 15 weeks out. Yeah. But already seeing visual change. So that's the main thing. So Patrick said to me he wants to be ready at 6 weeks out. I think he's going to feed me up at that point. Which obviously that's something I've never done. I'm usually good to go maybe about 2 weeks out. The 2 weeks out mark, kind of pull the cardio out, and then do your last kind of half-hour sessions and then put the carbs in 8 to 7 days out. So there'll be a different approach. I think, obviously, like bigger guys need longer to carb up. So maybe his kind of what he's just trying to do is obviously get me ready super early and then just take everything back down. And then you're not coasting, but you're sitting in you're feeding rather
just trying
than
to improve.
Aye, so I think that's going to be his strategy. So I don't know if you've had this conversation with Jordan, but I think he reckons I'll be around maybe like low 240s, 245. So that'll be an 11-pound gain in 2 years. So I'd be if that was the case. Obviously, it's not. We've both made super heavy, even as like smaller guys. So that's not an issue with us. But it's interesting to kind of see where I'll be. So.
I'm trying to think what it was. Like, what I think I come away with was 111 to 112. I would have roughly been. I think the morning I left was 111. So I don't know what I would have woke up on show day, but I'm just going to guess that's roughly what it was. But I think I'll be roughly around about that again. But I'm just absolutely peeled to the bone because I think I'm not really. Jordan hasn't told me the plan. Like I really don't want to know. I want them just to say, "This is do this." I want to just be a total robot through this and just go, "This is what's happening." Just fucking do it to the letter, and we'll see what the results are. And I'm quite happy doing that. It's quite cool and also scary. I'm sure you're the same. Like someone else taking a charge of such a massive kind of point in your life. Like obviously you want to do so fucking well. Like the improvements you've made have been massive, and you really want to display that on stage, obviously to your best of your abilities. So it's kind of exciting and scary. Someone else has got the roles that I've never been in there before.
Aye.
So yeah, it's good. But I mean, I think his plan this year is all his clients, he just wants to be peeled out their minds. Like if you can take like Corin's standard of peeled and put that into other people, I think that's where he wants to be. So it'd be quite interesting if he can get all his clients like that. But exciting and nervous in their own ways.
Obviously, this is the first time we've both worked with our respective coaches, so it'd be interesting to kind of see what they've done. So the carb cycling thing with Patrick off the bat, that's something I've never done. I don't really. I don't really carb cycle anyway. I used to kind of just have my training day, my off day, and then like a cheat meal on a Saturday night. That's what I did in 2019. That worked really well. So it was kind of that'd been like one day a week where it's high, but it didn't matter what day that was on the Saturday. If it was a rest day, I'd still cheat. If it was a leg day, I'd still cheat. So it's slightly different, but none of that shit's happening this time. So
I'm literally at the point like I'm not even like thinking about food. I'm sure you're the exact same. It's just not even like. Obviously, we just fucking started. You shouldn't be anyway. But I mean, like, there's still times you'll think about maybe getting something, but like, I really don't want anything other than my diet. Like, if somebody goes, you can have a 5 guys this meal, or you can go and have your meal 5. I would literally have my meal 5. I wouldn't go and get a 5 guys. I don't fucking want it. I'd rather just kind of soldier on and just do what I'm doing. Food's just not even relevant to me right now. Kind of food is so high through that push. Like, I don't want food.
Aye. I think it's also a factor of being like just so focused. You know, I think I don't know if we spoke about it on the podcast before, but when I'm dieting, not only do I have for the kind of first 3 quarters, my energy is way better. Like I'm not constantly falling asleep. I'm a bit more amped up to do things and stuff like that. So like everything in my kind of life just flows a little bit better. So like PT isn't as tedious, and coaching is just a little bit more what's the word? I don't want to say organized because it's not unorganized before, but like I get through workload a lot easier. So I'm not needing. I could nap, but I don't really need to. It's just more a luxury at that point. So with that level of focus and moving into that kind of phase, that for me is like the best feeling ever. That point, that up to 3 quarters where just everything ticks. You know, training's incredible. You're measuring your way to the fucking gram, and you mentioned everything at the gram. Like it's that robotic regime for me has always been like really exciting and really I don't know, it just completely fits with who I am. Obviously not in this past off season, like I said, I was probably the most structured and disciplined I've ever been. I mean, like Dubai aside, I think I had maybe four or five cheat meals the entire time across a year. So but when it's moving to a contest phase, like everything's just fucking totally different. I just love that headspace that you move into. I think it's
I'm the same. It's like it's like when you finish like the day and everyone's like done what you needed done, it's like a little relief. It's like, yes, that's a fucking day. That's a good fucking day. That's another brick. I'm building this house I'm trying to do. It's like a little stepping stone and it feels great. But do you not feel like when you get later on in the prep, it's so productive? Like your mind's thinking about stuff like all the time that like you don't even need to think about. You're like looking at ideas. You're like thinking about what else you could do to improve yourself. Like, what could I do this? Could I do that? And it's like, I don't know. What do you think it is? Do you think it's because like you're food starvation, or you're just like everyone's going so efficient in you, or like because you're so regime through the day? Like I look forward to this part of prep because I love being that kind of productive and thinking about stuff all the time. It feels good. You don't feel like you're sluggish. You just feel like you want to go and achieve things. It's great.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean, because like you're just looking for that 0.1% of how to be better. Like one of the things, I don't think I've ever said this before, one of the things that I get in my head right now, don't get it fucking twisted. Like I'm not manky, but see, like I'll always be like, right, see, after I finish my client, I'll be like, I'm gonna go wash my hands, because if my hands are dirty from touching machines, touching clients, and then I get a cold or a cough, that's gonna impact my. So like it's almost like I'm more aware of tiny wee things like washing my hands at every opportunity. We tiny intricate things like that. And obviously, just for the record, I do wash my hands all the time, but like it's on top of that. But it's, I know what you mean. It's you're just looking for every fucking possibility to just be better in some way.
For me, it's anxiety with when I'm cooking. Like you kind of like when you're just cooking chicken, you're like, have a rough idea, like that's pretty much done, and you eat it. I like won't in prep. I like, is it done? And I'll fucking check, and I never do that. But if I'm in, like, it's like if that's a touch raw, I'm fucked. And it's like I don't want to be there. Like if you're in your like a deep in an off season and like you get a little bit of food poisoning, it'll pass in a couple of days, and it's like not much. But if you're in prep, like I can fuck up a lot. So it's like you really kind of think about stuff, or like sometimes maybe if like just something's been set out a while, and like I'm going to cook that again. I was like, just something like that. It's little things, and like you don't want to risk it. That stupid little thing like that to like fuck up massively. And it's like your mind just works so different, I feel, when you're like really into prep.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. It's fucking weird. It's hard to explain that to people, but you're just looking for because you've got the four major aspects of training. You've obviously got training, nutrition, supplementation, and sleep. So once those are all like on prep, those should be 10 out of 10, 100% all the time. That's not even questionable. That is what needs to be done. So if you're looking to gain that 0.1% on top of that, then you're going to be looking for different things to ensure that you're getting there. Like for me, like and yourself as well, I know it's like you're working on your posing, making sure your fucking hygiene's, like I just said there, hygiene's immaculate. Your prep is all pitch perfect. You're not slacking on anything to do with like meal preparation or it's mad where you kind of find ways to ensure that things are kind of flowing a lot more efficiently. But I like I said, I like being in that mind space. Yeah, but it does. I think I do get. I'm at the end of a prep. I'm more mentally exhausted than physically exhausted, because I can do a show and then on the Monday I can go and train. Like I'm fine, but mentally it does take a toll over time. I've found anyway, where I do get to a point where I'm like, I just want to think about something completely not bodybuilding, because you've been 5-6 months solid, and then but usually it takes 1 or 2 days to kind of correct that, and I'm usually fine. But yeah, you do get to that point where it's mental exhaustion about thinking about the intricate details all the time. So there is I think I said before that there's a fine line that you cross on a diet where everything is just perfect, and then after that it's just fucking hell on earth.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not just like you're thinking about things to do in your day. Like, there's the amount of things that play into your mind. It's annoying, and like, there's a better word. It's just mentally draining, and some of the stuff you think about, you don't even need to think about. Like, you really start looking at other people, and like, even though like deep down you know like, I'm fucking better than that guy, they'll think, fuck, he looks good, and it's like that little doubt there. Even though you don't think it, it'll keep playing on your mind, and you'll worry about stuff. You're like, fuck, am I actually on point? Am I where I need to be? Is my posing going to be better than everyone else's? Am I doing enough? Am I doing more than them? It's like little things, and it's just like fucking fireballs away to other things. And it just that's what will really mentally drain you. Think of that stuff all day long. That's why you really mentally strong and just not do it. I mean, the last prep, obviously, I'm sure, like, as you go on in your preps, you've learned how to deal with it, like your mental games. Like, that last prep was obviously the best my mental game has been. Then before that, obviously, it was probably a little bit worse than a little bit worse for them. So you just get better as you go on. I'm sure.
You just get used to it. I mean, it's that transition from off season to prep. That was, if I had gone from that cleaner off season to pre-contest 5 years ago or a few seasons ago, I think I'd have been way rougher than that. I would have struggled a lot with that. I think my immediate first thoughts would have been like, shit, I should have taken more advantage to go out, or more advantage, more places to go out and eat and shit. So that's not happened this time.
No,
I don't care. I don't care anymore. Yeah, I really don't fucking care.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think we're too deep and invested in where we are and what we're doing to really focus on anything else or worry about anything else. Like, fuck, I should have went and had that pint, or I should have went out for dinner that night. It's like, nah, I fucking want to win this show.
No, it's
like,
more important.
To me, even though we were going to do the Amateur Olympia, I believe like this is the Super Bowl for us. Like, who the fuck has not dreamt about getting a massive trophy in their hand shaken by Arnold Schwarzenegger as a kid? Nobody. This is like, I believe this is the Super Bowl to try and win. And if you can pull this off, then it's something you can tell your grandkids about. Like, you're winning that show and getting to shake Arnold Schwarzenegger hands as he gave you your trophy. Or like getting a pose like fucking next to him. That's just something like you'll never ever forget. This is the win of wins.
I think I said to you before that in that moment you would just be like, fuck it, I'm retiring. It doesn't get better than that. You know what I mean?
I don't think you could win out unless you got like the Olympia win. I don't think there'd be a moment more special than that. I really don't.
Yeah, that'd be fucking mad. But
all amateur wins.
Yeah, I think no, it's just looking forward to kind of every kind of day now. I mean, I think even like when I was going to training sessions before, I was like kind of, well, in lockdown, obviously, you can only be so motivated. And now it's like, I can't wait to get to the gym. It's been a while since I felt like that. So I don't even think I felt like that when the gyms were open after the first lockdown. I think I still had that kind of, oh, fuck, right, let's warm up. All right, now I'm game. Whereas I'm pure game before the warm up even comes about. So
for me, for the variety now has like made my progression in strength took a massive boost. Again, just like better kit. My weights are just flying up again. So it was like I literally peaked in that shed. Like whatever I was using, I don't think I could do any more. And I was like out of weights. The bar was like taking such a brunt. Everyone was just peaked out. The machines couldn't take any more than the stack extenders. I was really needing like this time to happen to get back into the gym and use the kit. So it's been very good in that sense. Like that, I think that like mentally has now given me an extra boost to go and do stuff in the gym. Like now I can like, fuck yeah, I can progress. I can make my physique better and stuff. So it's been good.
You see the pin extender. What brand is that? Is that a custom made one, or is that a brand?
Yeah, the guy made it for us. He made two. It was just like we found bits of pipe that was like solid steel that was actually the same size as what went into the.
Oh right.
So he just welded on pin to go in.
Yeah, because I thought there's another there's a brand called
Gym Pin.
Gym Pin, yeah. Because
price.
Is it?
They were like, I'm pretty sure they were like £20, £25. They're like £50 now. But they're very well made. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to buy one for the gym. I think
they're honestly a massive help. The ones we got, once we started stacking maybe like 2 to 3 tens on them, because it's sitting so far out, the weight goes like that, so it pinks the stack and it doesn't run up the runners smooth. So you need to try and do as little weights as possible. So you need to make sure the machines are kind of satisfactory, but they can accommodate the plates you need to put on.
Yeah, I think because like today I was doing like the seated hammy, the Cybex one at Future.
Yeah.
Like I had that max.
We have like 20 on that.
Yeah. So I had that max. I think I got like 19 reps, and I was like, that's just like I could do probably 25 reps, but you're blowing out your arse at that end. So I was like, fuck, I need to buy a gym pin.
Yeah,
or something like that.
100%.
And
the one we were using, I think I had the max I had on it was the pin in two 10s, and I was doing like sets of 8 to 10 with a 2-second hold. That was me maxed out on that. I think I could put any more on it. It would have fucking kinked the plates coming up.
Yeah, I think I need to get one. Is that the new Monster fucking hang me tops?
Red tops.
Yeah. Get the show sponsored by Monster Factory.
You'll see mine's is quite tight. Everyone else is quite loose.
My my traps are way too hairy to wear something like that, mate. I can't do that.
You need a wax before you get one of these.
I need fucking 3 of them.
Do you want to speak about the session?
Oh yeah. So I think anyone who's kind of followed us has seen that we've filmed a few things before. So we filmed Greg's back session, which is obviously given by JP, and I really enjoyed it. It was obviously it's quite different to Patrick Chua's setup, but yeah, it was a good insight into obviously what you do, and it's quite interesting for me. I think I said to you after it that I forgot the name of them again. The one arm,
low pull downs.
Yeah. Honestly, mate, when I see people do them, I'm like, what a lot of shite. You're not building your back doing that. Like, but when you put me through them, I was like, oh wait a minute, these actually do hurt a wee bit. So
it's literally like when I first did it, I had to take about a good 15 minutes to I was on my own on the bench, and I was literally taking a good 15 minutes trying to get the angle worked out and like my position where it worked best. It is tough, but literally I don't feel any movement can hit my lower lat better, because where your hand and elbow finish up, it's not like you're pulling down the side, you're in front of you driving like that down. Like I can feel the thickness of my lower lat when you hold that the 2 count. Is literally like such a solid movement for that. I get cramp in my back straight after that all day long, so it really is doing something.
Yeah, no, it was really good. That I did really enjoy that. But yeah, that's the session of itself is going to be up on this channel and on. I don't know if you're going to put on your own channel, but I'm going to put it on mine. Yeah. So, but no, that was, like I said, it was good to see kind of what you do, and because I put you through SST back in summer last year, and then we done just a high volume Chua session. Fucking hell. So it was good to kind of get in about and just kind of see what each others are doing, because I've never worked with JP, and I've taken some of his principles, like the load and back off principle. There's probably someone before him that did that, but I think he's the one that's kind of made that popular. That for me was a pivotal kind of tool that I found really worked in my own training. Obviously, any of my clients watching this, they all know that that's what I do programming wise. I think that one all out heavy and then the back off going for a higher range, I think it just works so well for me. I just love that kind of setup, and I'm quite glad that Patrick does it as well. Not just now, but he sometimes does.
Like when you look at it, like, in what it achieves, and like if there's loads of coaches doing it, then there's something there.
Aye.
It's not just like it's a gimmick, or it's just like a phase. Like it fucking works. But I say this to a lot of people, and I'm sure you do as well, to try and get somebody to get the most out of one set. I do believe there's a mindset thing there, and we've spoke about this. It's not just something you can tell. Like, if you give it to a Bobby Basic client and go, mate, go do like one set of this, like, they are not going to get much out of that. You really need to program like certain things, certain people. But if you can know a person's going to get, like, go to the end of time in that one set, and they'll achieve something, because how much you can hone in on that one set, knowing it's the one set, like, there's so much you'll get out of it. Like I don't use the example, but like when we done like the deadlifts there, the stiff leg deadlifts, and you like obviously knew you had to get another rep to match me, and it was just like, you knew, like, I'm not getting another fucking chance here, I'm fucking pulling this, and it was like, I mean, you got it, and it was like literally you knew you weren't getting that chance again, because there's no way you could have went and probably pulled it off the floor again after that set. That was all the energy went into that. So it's like, be able to channel that into a set. It's not something everybody can do.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. I think no, that was a fucking hard rep, that one. Like, I'm looking forward to see Craig's video back, because that felt gammon. That felt fucking shite.
On to no pull in.
No, it was class. And so yeah, I'm interested to see the kind of video that Craig puts up. But no, that was good. We'll obviously get another one at some point. I'm actually going to be training with so Anne-Marie, she got in contact with Leroy Davis, and so she booked in a session with him, and she offered me to kind of train as well. So I'm like, fuck it, I might as well. I thought Leroy would be too hard to get hold of, because we discussed obviously a session with. Yeah, we discussed a session with Ant down in Ultraflex at some point as well. Yeah. So she offered that to me, and I was like, fuck it, I might as well. But I think it's the last weekend of July, so I'm gonna be fucked. I'm gonna be like two and a half weeks out or something like that. It's gonna be nails. But no, that's again, that's gonna be another kind of valuable insight.
I'd want the classical lines that, like, he couldn't, if I went for a session, he didn't shout them at me, I'd be so disappointed.
Yeah, before he just went along, he's like 1, 2, 3. All right, well done, cool, great.
I'd be so like, let's get fucking nasty. Fucking need that total fire you right up knowing that.
I know. It's just like when you're like in front of someone like that, it's just not, you can't not do as you're fucking told. Do you know what I mean? So you just
want to impress them. That's the thing. Like, you want them to think like, fuck, he trains good. Because, I mean, he's trained with Dorian, and he knows what fucking hard training is. So it's like, if he comes with like, fuck, this guy trains hard, you know you're doing something right.
Nah, definitely. So that'll be class. I'm trying to like line up things to do. It's going to be like we're talking about obviously productivity before, like trying to line up things to kind of just give more insight into what we do. So, was it Jamie that said to you about a session?
Go for a session. Yeah, you get a session
at his or in Durham.
It'd be Durham.
Aye. So that would be
drive to his.
Aye, so it is. That's going to be something else as well. So trying to just get all that kind of content going on that. So
yeah.
What did you make of the Indy Pro?
Like I said, I believe everybody placed as they should. Justin was the best. There was no way about it. You could clearly see cut on stage. It was complete. It was all there. And the other people who were getting hyped, there was very few that actually kind of came with what they were hyping about. Everyone else was just like not what they said they were going to be.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
definitely Justin came away with what he should have. I mean, that guy's a top 6 world in the Olympian now, I would have said. I think he's there.
What did he get at the Olympia last year? Was it 8th? I think 8th, yeah.
Because it was Ian, Hunter, then it was Akeem.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he's there. If he nails it, brings a touch more, he's there. But do you see he changed coaches?
Aye, so he's not with AJ Sims anymore.
Yeah, he's with the Oxygen Crew.
Oh, right, okay. Is he in Kuwait? Does he train
No.
Kuwait?
Oh, I think he's
okay.
just got the guy. I can't remember the guy's name. I don't want to say his name because I can't remember it.
They've all got like the same name.
It might be the same guy as Nathan, but I don't know.
What is it? Yeah, I know you're on about
I
it.
don't want to say it and butcher it.
Aye. So what we'll do is, I think it'd just be interesting for us to kind of give our opinion on how some of the boys looked. So, so we'll have a look at this. Right.
It's just slag blessing.
I know. So can you see that all right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So,
he's
so
like,
for those who
there for me. That's all there.
Aye. So we'll go too mental in terms of like the analysis, but for anyone who's like watching us and wants to kind of see like solid, like amazing photos and feedback from shows, like buys and tries, is definitely the kind of
definitely the best page I would have said.
That's definitely the best page I'd say. So yeah, I'll admit that Justin Rodriguez before, he's not. I would have said he's not my kind of physique.
It's the arms for me. I don't like. I don't want to say because his peaks are crazy. Like when you see his front double and his back double, his peaks are crazy. But it's shots like that. It's very Kai Green. The forearms are not there.
The forearm, yeah.
There's no forearm, and the peaks are crazy, but they don't come all the way down. That for me is just like it's. I don't want to say an eyesore, but it's just it doesn't.
It's like something's missing.
When you see like Phil Heath hit that shot, it looks fucking nuts. But that is just I don't think is aesthetically pleasing. But then take that away, everyone else is there.
Yeah. So, but for me, like the lower half, like that's like that huge adductor and obviously conditioning out of. I don't know if people can see my mouse.
Yeah. You can see how dry his adductors
right up the hip and that. Yeah, and obviously cross striation to the chest and that. So that's a pretty good shot. I think. Obviously, there's more than that. But I think that was a big kind of shot for me. I've got one here as well. Yeah, I mean that kind of back lat spread, dry, super dry through the glutes, tie-ins.
You see how thin his skin is on his glutes.
Yeah,
I know.
For me, a good indicator for me, especially with my own progress and my own clients, is
stretch.
Is to try. Yeah, it's the lines of the tries, so you can see them kind of poking through there.
Thin the skin is. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, his back double is way better than his lat spread.
See if it's bad. There we go. That one.
Yeah, it's much better. When he had that in a lineup, it was so much better. Like that's tight right down to the ass cheeks. It's so cool and crisp.
Aye, it's like all through here. That's just fucking thick, and that's a mad rhomboid there. Yeah. So yeah, deserved win, I'd say. No problem with that one. We'll go back here. So I've never actually heard of this guy, Mohammed El Imam. Didn't mean to do that. Let's find it on buys and tries instead.
Is there another photo to scroll along to? No. Yeah, no. Just two photos.
Why is it doing that?
Go back off, I think I'll see it.
Alright, if I go down, so that's in there.
That's him.
So for me, condition wise, yeah, I'd say it's pretty spot on. Obviously, this isn't the nicest to look at.
No,
but I think
out a bit. Even though his waist is in tight at the sides, it was how much the distension was there.
Yeah, I mean, it is only one shot, like obviously, because we can't be judged on one shot. But I think I prefer Blessing. Yeah, I prefer Blessing's physique over this. But when you're talking about everything, a complete physique on a complete physique on stage is different from what we consider kind of ideal. Because obviously you've got conditioning, you've got size, you've got thickness, you've got symmetry, and ultimately, even despite maybe the gut being larger, it still has it over what Blessing had. So I'll try and see if there's any more shots of him. I think it was just, I'm not sure, there should be somewhere. These are 212s. I think we got a good gauge from that anyway. So in third was obviously Blessing. So, right. when you
what
talk,
the fuck happened to his legs?
oh mate, that's amateur legs. I've seen amateurs with way better legs than that. That's
yeah, like I know Ian obviously slagged his feet, but like it's fucking, where is it? It's just not like it's tiny, and I know they can do better than that, but it doesn't even come halfway up his leg.
So I've actually been beaten by Blessing in real life, so I can't really talk shit too much, but I'm allowed to give my kind of obviously opinion because I'm still a punter and that. So yeah, for me the legs,
waist is good, and it's
yeah.
tight. I mean, like it's not like there's something wrong with legs, because you can see they're fucking dry. You can see through the adductor like how crisp that is. There's just the detail and the size is just not there.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, that frame though, if you pack that frame full of size that Justin has, that is scary. That's a scary look.
It is, but then look how long he's been away trying to build that. For how
I know,
long
but then
he's been away and doing what he's doing, like I would.
But then at the same time, we don't know what he's been doing. Like,
exactly, and it doesn't seem like he's been focusing on this. There's been something. Yeah. He's been like trying to get Instagram or fucking YouTube famous.
Like how? Yeah, you don't know how half-arsed his off season would have been.
Yeah,
I mean, Justin's could have been immaculate, like no cheats and just pinpoint everything. Whereas obviously he was riding jet skis in Dubai and shit. You know, you just don't know. You just don't know. So, but no, I agree with third for that one. Fourth. Oh, not wrong photo. Go here, right? So, fourth, Dorian Haywood. So this is Dorian Haywood. I think on Forward Abiad's podcast they kind of shat on him a wee bit, but I think I like this.
Yeah, that's that. You know what it is? He looks like a 212. He does. He looks so compact. I mean, that leg. If you seen that leg front on there, that would look like a wide leg.
Aye.
I think again, you can do a touch more detail, but I mean that midsection is fucking crisp.
Aye, that paper thin oblique.
Oh man,
that's something I've never been able to gain that myself. I've never been able to achieve that before.
Like that's crazy detail. I mean, that you can see that actual insertions everywhere. So it's like that's great condition. Like he's very complete. Very complete.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's like for the back.
I do like this look. But no, like for me, like you can see this is an example of you can obviously build mass to your physique, and obviously it's tons there. But at the same time, I mean, like he's added size to the leg, and the sweeps aren't, again, this is one shot, but the sweeps aren't as prominent as you'd expect off a leg this big. And obviously that takes you to like the topic of, can you build sweeps? And for me, it's a kind of yes and no answer. Like, if it depends on where like your hip and knee insertions are, the length of the femur, and all sorts. But that's a good example there of how thick a leg can be and how big a leg can be, and still not have that kind of sweepiness that some people look. Because some people think that some exercises give you a kind of a look, if that makes sense. So, but again, I'm not taking anything away from him. But that's kind of what I noticed with him is legs are fucking gigantic, but they're just kind of missing that kind of extra wee bit. So it's fourth place, Carlos Chapa. I've never heard of him. I'm just going on his page, so just so I know what he looks like. So I'll just go on his photos. It's probably easier. So these are different photographers. This isn't Flex Magazine, so obviously they're going to be different. This is an example of why not to judge some photos, because obviously Blessing looks fucking hooring a shite there. But yeah, you have to take every photo with a pinch of salt, and that's another thing to learn from bodybuilding is that, yeah, it's cliche where we say you have to kind of be there on the day. I personally don't think I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but I personally don't think my physique translates to photos. I think photos make me look worse, both on stage and check-in wise. So, but That's an example of that. Anyway,
I always feel bigger. I think I look bigger in person than I do in photos. Well, so many people have said that to me, like they're going to see me in person, like I look so much bigger. So like when you actually stand next to people on stage, you actually look probably bigger, or actually the same size as them you do it in photos.
Aye. So anyway, fucking Chapa boy.
For me, I think great waist, great midsection, lats flare very nice. Legs look good, sweeps right up. But for me, his arms need work. Actually, one looks damaged. I could be wrong. Could be the way the angle is, but they just look very small. His other photo there you were on, his arms did look very down in size. Yeah, that.
I mean here.
That looks very missing. Same with the tricep.
I noticed this though when I do a hands class most muscular, is it depends on which hand is over and which hand is under. But yeah, I do. Yeah, I think there is something that's happened there. But
something looks like it's gone. It's very small for a professional bodybuilder
compared to the left. Yeah. Back shot's nice.
Yeah,
these are different photos, obviously, but
hamstrings look good.
Yeah,
everything's good. I think they all nailed the condition. There's nobody that was really off. The only thing I said to you, and I felt like I don't think the legs looked as good as maybe they probably are in person or they were on stage. They just seem like they're lacking detail. I don't know if that's the photos or maybe they just aren't on.
Yeah. So we quite enjoyed doing that. I feel like a fucking football punter. This is what I mean, right? So that's got the things over it. Like here,
it's gone. Yeah,
that is nothing. There's nothing there.
Yeah, that is all.
That is weird how you can be this and then have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, this. I mean, that's in my opinion, that's Flex Wheeler-esque. So.
And his legs are just screaming out, train like a bitch. It's his left leg that looks actually like fucked. There's like his missing bits, like where the adductor comes down and almost meets like his knee is gone.
Here,
it's like there's just something he's not doing or he's not completing stuff. It just looks wrong.
Yeah,
upper half is there. I mean, that's a tiny waist with a massive wide set of thick shoulders, but then it just goes to the bottom and it goes to shit.
I mean, obviously, I think people who kind of know bodybuilding a wee bit, they know that, and obviously on Instagram and that, they know that he's been going back and forth with Nick Walker. Like he's not even coming close to that. He's no chance. Is that even
on hype,
touchable?
He's just done it for a hype. I mean, Nick's going to kick his arse by fucking miles.
Do you think there's a place for that kind of hype in bodybuilding? Like they do in fighting?
If it's genuine, someone asked me this, and I believe if it's genuine, like what Ian and Hunter had last year, that was genuine, and they both have such massive respect for each other, but they want to kick each other's ass on stage, and there's nothing wrong with that. What he's done is purely bring it out of the woodwork from nothing to give himself hype and give his name likes and get people on his page. That's purely what he's done it for, and I don't think that's great for the sport. I don't believe what he's going to come away from this is people respect him for it, because he turned out like a bag of shit on stage. His hype was purely not backed up.
Yeah,
I think that's like if you've got something to back up, like Nick and Ian and Hunter both fucking backed themselves up, and they both won against each other, and that's a good rivalry.
Yeah,
you look back at like Phil and Kai in the day, they were always the top two, and that's a good battle. I mean, he's not going to be even close to Nick. And then to come away and say he's going to rival Ian soon, it's like, mate, you're speaking about a guy that fucking cracked the top 10 at Olympia. Like, you've not got a chance.
I know. I think in recent years, it's been, if we go by the Olympia press conference, like that, I kind of hate when whoever it is gets asked and they're like, oh, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to do this. I'm kind of wish like, oh, fucking go just call someone out and make it a laugh. You know what I mean? That would be funny. But at the same time, because we have no ability to dictate the performance of the other person, like you can only say so much. You know what I mean? Because like if like if you go into a fight, like don't get me wrong, I know fuck all about fighting, but obviously if you're like, you know, I'm gonna fucking take you like quickly and I'm gonna fucking knock you out, blah 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 blah, and all that kind of shit talk.
Yeah.
It can get into someone's head. You can directly affect their performance from doing that. And if they're off in any way, you can capitalize on that and obviously take them down, knock them out, whatever. But in bodybuilding, like you can say all the amount of shit you want to say, but you have no bearing over that person, you know. So unless they're really weak-minded,
they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. It's not like they're gonna
exactly.
They're not gonna like, oh, you fucking bullied me, I'm not gonna go do my cardio. Like it doesn't matter. Like the mindset there, you can't. That's not something you're not going to do. But I mean, Lessons is trying to be Connor, like fucking trash talk people in UFC. Like nobody can trash talk any lady like Connor. And he's a master at it. He's a fucking master shit talker to people, and that's how he's made his money. He's purely where he is, like a multi-millionaire out of trash talking people and bringing such a hype that people only pay for him on pay-per-view. Like his fights are great, but he got there by being that guy. Lesson's not that guy. You can't be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed out the Ian and Hunter rivalry, like that. Like that's actual, like legit. It's not disrespectful like it is in fighting. It's just like objective commentary on each other, and you know, like obviously we do it as well. Like we put like we fucking things in comments and that. And there's like obviously I've got like sky's the limit fucking amount of respect for you, but when I kind of make a dig at you, it's not to be a prick or try and get in your head. It's just to kind of have a laugh. And,
of course, because I do it back, and we both know that. Like we both have such respect for each other. But we both believe in ourselves so much we can beat the other person. That's just how it should be. Like you're not gonna have somebody give you shit and then like question yourself. Like you have to fucking believe in yourself. You're gonna beat the person. And that's just how you should be. But I mean, it's just friendly banter, and it's just something we can do. But I mean, like, it's good to have rivalry in that sense, and it's good that it gives like we purely watch the Olympia press conference to see if fucking somebody will like say something to another person to be a cheeky cunt, because it's funny and it'll bring a little bit of hype on the day. Like when Phil Heath and Kai Guido was squared off on stage, that's legendary.
Aye.
Things like that. So yeah, it does bring about a good kind of thing to the sport. But I mean, what he done was done wrong.
Yeah,
I think everyone will agree.
I mean, we've had obviously 3 guys on the podcast now, and so we're going to obviously have a lot more. But I like being able to kind of have that kind of banter back and forth without any kind of without it being malicious, and you can show up to the show and still be like you said, confident in yourself and knowing that you've done everything you can to win. And obviously, as we've touched on before, like why the fuck could you do this sport and not want to win? You know, it's pretty stupid. And but at the same time, I like that kind of the camaraderie and the understanding. Like one of the first things my mum said when she was at my first couple of shows was like the camaraderie between the supporters, because like she'd be sitting next to, I remember she was sitting next to Michael Hargreaves' parents at the British in 2013. And like they were just going back and forth, like saying like how good each of their sons were. Yeah. And I was like, and my mum was like, it's so nice seeing like the supporters of certain people being like carrying that as well. Obviously, you have your like bad apples and that, but it's that's one of the things that I love about bodybuilding is that kind of I don't want to say community spirit, but you know what I mean. It's we look out for each other at the same time while wanting to beat each other. I think that's a good thing.
It's honestly so funny you said that, because that was literally like almost word for word what I was thinking the other day when I can't remember what it was I posted. I'm not sure if it was my shoulder press video, but it was like literally people you know are your rivals, who are going to be up against, and they'll leave you such nice comments and they'll like literally cheer you on. Like that's your competition, but they're literally wanting to see you do well. And I literally don't know another sport where the guys are like that. I mean, we've both been backstage, we've both met people, and like they genuinely do want to see you do well. And when you do well, they're genuinely happy for you. It's not like, oh, well done, mate. It's like they're genuinely happy for you because they fucking know the work you've put in to be there. It may have been more work than them, and they could maybe see that and they're like, fuck, maybe I need to step my shit up and fucking go the lengths he went to, but like they know that no easy task for you to get there and achieve what you achieve. Like you've sacrificed a lot, you've ate the meals, you've trained, you've went to the limits. They know because they're doing it, and it's like that's something I believe that I've never seen in another sport, and that's why I same as you. I love bodybuilding. I love the people you have around you, and you get to meet these people, because once you meet these people, they genuinely become like your friend. Like the people I've met at all the shows, like I still speak to them, and it's like I've never done that before other sports, but they genuinely want to keep seeing your progress and like keep speaking to you, because it's just a bond you get because they do the same as you, and which is why I love bodybuilding.
I definitely. I think it's there's been a lot of met obviously a lot of great people through this, and that's obviously a massive kind of thing that I didn't expect to happen. You know, you expect that going to the gym by yourself, that's like an isolated thing, but it's actually the total opposite. You know, the amount of people I've met, and it's been proper class. Like it's been good. So I think how long we both? Probably 53 minutes now. So do you want to wrap it up there? You got anything else to kind of
add? No, we covered everything pretty good. Spoke quite about stuff.
Is the Chicago Pro next weekend?
I think so.
We'll do another wrap up of that. Yeah. I really fucking enjoyed doing that.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've got a choice that people might have on next week, so we'll probably
get them to jump in.
Get them speaking. They'll jump on us and give their opinions as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, we'll have a video put out this week for everybody who wants to watch it. You get to see us go through that.
I mean, it's going to be on 3 channels, so it's going to be pretty hard to fucking miss. But so stay tuned for that, guys, as we upload that. And I think that's. Oh well, we've been almost an hour, and you've not mentioned my glasses once. I'm fucking gutted, mate.
Wasn't quite sure what I was wanting to say about them. I was going to say you look like a.
Tell me what you actually honestly think. Tell me what you honestly think. That's what I want.
They're good. I don't know what else you want me to say. Like a sexy bastard.
I'll show you. Well, that'd be nicer, But so my fucking eyesight is horrendous. So if anyone who knows, do you know anything about like prescriptions or anything like that? Wise?
I think your name should be Andy the Bat Scott.
Andy the Milk Ball Scott. That includes my fucking skin tone as well. So like I'm -5 in each eye, which is like borderline needing a fucking guide dog. So like that's, I don't know if you can see that. I can't even see it myself. How fucking thick they are.
Bad
and that's that. I had them shaved as well. I had to pay an extra 90 quid to have them shaved. And but no, I think 5 weeks in Dubai, and I thought I needed to buy Gucci glasses. So that's the way it works. So that wraps up episode 8. Again, we appreciate obviously everyone tuning in and listening to our site. So until next week. Cheers, guys.
And also, lad, if anybody wants to see anything in these, or they wants to do something, like we don't really want to do rate your physique, but if anybody wants to see someone like that, or they want us to speak about stuff, please leave it in the comments, and we'll obviously put it into the episode.
Yep, agreed.
Cheers, guys.
Right, cheers, guys.